Now, what is it specifically about the modern world that scares you?
Oh, gosh, a whole bunch. But what I write about in this book is the problem with the decline of our reproductive health and the chemicals in the environment that we're surrounded with every day, all the time, that are playing a big part in it. Not the only part, but a big part in it.
And so they're playing a part in affecting our hormonal production? Is that what's going on?
Yes, that's actually what a good part of what they do. They interfere with our hormonal systems in various ways. So they could increase production of a hormone like a proestrogen. They could decrease, say, an anti-androgen, decrease testosterone. They could mess with our thyroid hormone, and so on and so forth. So they change levels, but they also change how they're transported, and they interfere with making them available to other parts of the body, basically. And you got it right. I mean, that doesn't sound so scary to people, but the consequences sound really scary, which is that we're, by every measure, our sperm count, our miscarriage rates, our fertility rates, our testosterone levels, they're all going south, if you will, at the rate of about 1% per year. And
specifically, which chemicals are responsible for this alteration?
A whole bunch of them. And as a group, they're called endocrine disruptors because they disrupt the endocrine system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I spent a lot of time studying one particular class of those, which have the ability to lower testosterone. And the reason I did that is because I'm interested in reproductive health. And testosterone is so critical, as you know, for men and women's reproductive health. So that class is called phthalates. It's a terrible mouthful to say.
Phthalates.
Phthalates, right. And they sound weird, but they're very, very common. And if you gave a urine sample today and send it off to the Centers for Disease Control, you would see that you have a lot, not only phthalates, but other chemicals in plastics and other chemicals in your body right now. You could do that. It costs a little bit.
Are we getting these from food? Or are we getting these from water? What are we getting these?
All of the above. All of the above. But the phthalates are probably mostly coming from our food. And that's kind of surprising. Do you want me to tell you how?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So let's think of a little experiment. So go into a hospital, into the neonatal intensive care nursery. I'll come back to the food.
Okay.
And there's a baby lying there, and that baby has a lot of lines coming into her body. Okay, and that's delivering food, nutrients, oxygen, whatever the baby needs. Okay, and the tubes are soft, squishy plastic. Okay, so as the food nutrients comes through the tubes, goes into the baby metabolizes them, goes into the urine because they're water soluble, and then we get the urine, we measure, and we can see what's in it, and the amount of phthalate that's in that urine is exactly proportional to the number of lines coming into the baby.
Mm.
So that if you understand that, you understand how food could be contaminated with phthalates, because milking machines have this, and all kinds of processing machines have this soft plastic. So this stuff is coming into the food somewhere between the time it's picked, and by the way, phthalates could be in pesticides as well. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then they're introduced not only through those tubes, but also through the packaging. They're wrapped in soft plastic sometimes. And then in our homes, we might cook in microwave in plastic, for example. All of that doesn't stick to the plastic. It's not chemically bound. Hops into the food, gets into us, gets into a pregnant woman's womb, affects the offspring. And I hope to be able to tell you how it does that. But that's what I've been studying for about 20 years.
So these plastic covers that you like if you buy food and it's wrapped, like if you buy like peppers or something like that and they're wrapped in plastic, that plastic is leaching onto your food a certain amount of these phthalates, no matter what.
Different plastics are different, and I can't speak to all plastics, and some people take a lot of care to wrap their food in safe plastics.
What are safe plastics?
Yeah, so it's a changing landscape as new things are introduced, but there's an old saying, which I think is pretty much still true, which is 4, 5, 1, and 2, all the rest are bad for you. What does that mean? It means that if you had a plastic cup here, we could look at the bottom of it and you'd see a recycling code. You've seen those, right?
Yes.
In the triangle, there's a number, and that number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you want to know, is it?
It's not on there.
Is it?
Jamie doesn't have one on his?
Maybe it's in the plastic somewhere else. Sorry.
You have to look at the bottom.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
What
Yep.
does it say?
Plastic bottle. It just has the symbol. It doesn't have a number on it.
Well, some do and some don't.
Yeah.
But
4, 5, 1, and 2, all the rest are bad for you.
That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, the wrappings on the, peppers and so on don't have a number on them. But by and large, if it's, by and large, I can't say. It really varies. But I do know that anything that comes in plastic, you do not want to put in the microwave. Absolutely do not want.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? So
don't do that.
microwave foods that are in plastic containers,
No.
no bueno.
No bueno. Take them out, put them in ceramic, put them in glass. It's really good. And in general, if you can, get plastics out of your kitchen.